There exists a vast collection of nightmarish entities within Dungeons & Dragons, lurking not in the mystical or ethereal, but in the painfully real and chillingly attainable. We will embark now upon a terrifying exploration into a top 5 of some of the most grotesque creations that define malevolence. We commence this harrowing journey with a creature as sinister as it is mesmerizing, the Oblex. This aberration doesn't just lurk in the darkest corners, waiting for the stray adventurer. Instead, it actively stalks the echoing caverns of the Underdark, hunting with a predatory and cruel intelligence. Unlike creatures that hunger for flesh or blood, the Oblex craves something unique: the memories of its victims. It reaches out with tendrils that ooze deception, capturing its prey in an embrace that siphons away one's cherished memories, one's very sense of self. But the Oblex's terror doesn't stop with the theft of memories. It employs them, recreating lifelike simulacrums of those it has consumed. Imagine the horror of encountering a loved one or an old friend, only to realize that the familiar face before you is merely a puppet, a grotesque plaything wielded by the Oblex to lure in its next meal. Each step within its territory becomes a game of grim chance. Is this reunion real, or just another macabre masquerade? The history of the Oblex is a common tale found throughout the Underdark, for they were twisted and designed by mind flayers, much like other creatures inhabiting the Underdark. They were created with the purpose to serve as advanced scouts to search for prey to feed a mind flayer colony. However, Oblexes did not always act on their master's orders. Rather, their actions were purely motivated by hunger. An Oblex within the telepathic range of an Elder Brain would instinctively and unwittingly inform the colony of any sentient creatures just by its endless hunger for memories and attraction to intelligent individuals. By experimenting on the slimes, jellies, and puddings that infest the depths of the Underdark, mind flayers created a special breed of ooze, a slime capable of assaulting the minds of other creatures, cunning hunters. These pools of jelly stalk prey, searching for the memories they so desperately crave. When Oblexes feed on those thoughts, sometimes killing their victims, they can form weird copies of their prey, which help them to harvest even more victims for their dark masters. The sharper the mind, the better the meal. So Oblexes will commonly hunt the most intelligent of adventurers, such as wizards and other spellcasters. Oblexes don't just devour these memories to sustain their existence, but this is also how they create new Oblexes. Each time an Oblex fully drains the memories of a victim, it gains the creature's personality, now twisted by the Oblex's foul nature. The more memories an Oblex steals, the larger it becomes, until it must shed a personality it has absorbed or else go insane. This act spawns a new Oblex. As Oblexes age, they gain truly frightening abilities. For as they become elders, they unlock the aforementioned Simulacrum ability. Imagine lost in the Underdark, for days adventuring, having lost everyone you came down here with. In the distance, you see a humanoid, your lost ally, friend, your last hope. If one has any knowledge of the Underdark, you know to be careful. Nothing in the Underdark is too good to be true, and most life ends in tragedy. But the Oblex can perfectly mimic a creature, and large ones can impersonate up to 13 different creatures at a time. This impersonation is perfect in every way. And not only does it look and feel like the person, they have the same memories. A twisted, warped doppelganger. However, as an adventurer, there are 2 ways to distinguish. 1, a faint smell of sulfur. And 2, if you were able to find a thin strand of slime tethered to this body impersonating your friend, it could lead you back to the source Oblex. The Oblex is extremely intelligent and uses these methods to pick groups off one by one, consuming memories, gorging itself on memories, until it has consumed every last intelligent creature within its range. Though if you are lucky enough to survive an Oblex with all of your memories taken, left confused, do not take comfort. For every mind flayer, an Elder Brain within its range now knows of your exact location. Going through the stat block of the Oblex, there are 3 iterations: the Oblex Spawn, Adult Oblex, and Elder Oblex. These are very formidable creatures, though just throwing them into an encounter can be a grave mistake in misuse of this creature. To truly use an Oblex, you have to keep in mind its 22 intelligence, and you have to keep in mind its strongest ability, Sulfurous Impersonation. The Oblex can extrude a piece of itself that assumes the appearance of a creature whose memories it has stolen. It appears, feels, and sounds exactly like the creature, though it smells faintly of sulfur. The Oblex can impersonate 2d6 plus 1 different creatures, each of which can wander 120 feet away from it, so not long at all. The Oblex is at its strongest, its most powerful, and its most deadly, picking party members off one by one, or obtaining the memories of someone they know, hiding around corners, and luring them into a false sense of security. From this point, the Eat Memories ability is the Oblex's greatest tool, in which it can drain the memory of a creature until they become unconscious. From this point, the Oblex can kill them or leave them to die in the hands of any number of creatures throughout the Underdark. And so, as the tale of the Oblex draws to its ominous conclusion, heed this caution. In the echoing caverns of the Underdark, in the dimly lit corners of forgotten dungeons, trust not every familiar face you meet. Memories, emotions, identities, they are the Oblex's playground. Every step in its territory is a gamble with your very sense of self. And as you lay down to rest after a day's journey, ask yourself, are your recollections genuine, or the malevolent puppetry of the Oblex? The greatest threats aren't always those that wield the blade or claw, but those that can rob you of yourself.